The annual eHealth conference is one of my must-attend events for digital health in Canada. This is where all the different players in the health IT ecosystem in this country gather. What happened at this year's conference? What was the big topic of discussion? Were there any big announcements? Well, stay tuned to this summary to find out. Let's get to it. Hello, Colin Hung here in Toronto, Ontario. And for the past 2 days, I have been here at the Harbour Castle Westin attending the annual eHealth conference, or eHealth25. You know, I get asked a lot about this conference, and to be honest, it's really hard to describe. It's not like HIMSS North or Vive North or even Health North. It's smaller than that, first of all, but it's also bigger than a regional HIMSS or chapter event. It's not a symposium. eHealth is definitely not a scientific gathering. It's an event that is uniquely Canadian. Now, I say that because the attendee mix here is quite distinct. Here at eHealth, you will have CIOs, clinicians, consultants, developers, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and patients. There are exhibitors and attendees from big digital health companies with well-established brands like TELUS Health and Meditech. But there are also provider organizations, consulting companies like Deloitte, medical device companies like Stryker and Baxter, right alongside provincial economic development people and city economic development people. And of course, there are a lot of nonprofit organizations here like, Canada Health Infoway, Ontario MD, and Digital Health Canada. So it's a real eclectic mix of all parts of the digital health ecosystem here in Canada. eHealth is not about landing new clients. It's about connecting with the right people and the right organizations who can move big initiatives forwards at the country, provincial, city, and organizational levels. This conference is much more about collaboration than commerce. It brings the ecosystem together and tries to forge new partnerships so that they can work together to bring projects to fruition. And that is very Canadian. Also, it's the only conference I go to where poutine and maple syrup are on the menu at mealtimes. Well done, organizers. So what were some of the key takeaways from eHealth25? Well, first of all, the American wave continues. This is something I noticed a couple of years ago, that more and more US companies were attending and exhibiting here at eHealth. This year, that trend definitely continued. Companies like Suki, Pure Storage, Oracle Health, Meditech, Interlace Health, Harmony Health IT, and Kairos Health were all here at eHealth25, and I'm probably forgetting a few others. Now, full disclosure, Kairos Health did sponsor the Sway Health meetup that happened on the second night here, and that event was super well attended and super successful. Thank you to everyone who showed up, and thank you for Kairos Health for their support. We had great views of the harbor, great food, and great conversations. Now, another noticeable trend here was the involvement of patients. And this I am 1000% behind. eHealth's organizers confirmed with me that they had a record number of patient scholarship and patient partner applications, well over 60, their best response ever. At each of the plenary sessions here, there was a patient partner who was on stage, who was an active participant in the discussion, and not just a token patient on a panel. That was definitely encouraging to see. There was also a booth in the exhibit hall where you could connect with these patient partners to ask them questions and to learn about how advantageous it can be to have a patient voice help with your solution or your project or your product. Now, there were two topics of discussion that stood out to me. One was interoperability. There was a lot less talk about how we need to do more and actual talk about what is actually being done around interoperability. And this, to me, was a refreshing change. At many of the past eHealth conferences, people would get up on stage or, and talk about the need for more sharing and talk about all the barriers that are in place and the fact that we need more standards or we don't have standards. This year, there were more stories about how organizations are actually working together to share data without all that other stuff actually being solved. I think this is very encouraging for interoperability up here in Canada. The other topic of discussion was about unattached patients, basically patients who do not have a primary care doc. This is a really big deal in Canada because we know that when this happens, when you have an unattached patient, they usually end up in the ED. And this is a very timely discussion because right now around the country, we have such a stressed healthcare system. Now, the long-term solution is, of course, to get more docs. But, in the meantime, there's got to be some innovative solutions. And I was very encouraged to hear some of those here at eHealth25. How to better utilize and optimize the precious resources, docs, that we have now. I really loved hearing all the practical things around, preventative care, leveraging telehealth, AI agents, better patient communications, and even care-at-home technologies. All of those can help to provide better access. What was the attendees' reaction here at eHealth? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I made sure to get a few of my fellow attendees to share their thoughts on eHealth25.
Amasa, good day. We are Duane. What's the hot? What's our whitwe? Gisgas the mibit lot. My name is Wiach. My given name is Duane Jackson. I am Gisgas, which is fireweed of the Gitmax Nation of Old Hazelton. I'm here at the eHealth conference in Toronto. What I am finding here is a ton of people that have the same questions about how are we going to articulate this and change the language to change the story around healthcare, to serve better the people accessing healthcare, as well as the people on the other side of the gurney that really need our help as well. What we're looking for is diverse views on how healthcare is approached and how healthcare is received. Amaya, thank you.
Hi, I'm Robyn Fulkerson from Tectonic, and I'm at eHealth 2025, and here's my hot take. So this year we have the 25th anniversary for eHealth and 75 years of Digital Health Canada, or was it called Coach prior? Coach, yeah. And so it's been a really fun time of seeing pioneers from the field over the last 25 years, and it really reminds us of what a legacy we have built in our community of leaders who have built businesses, brought ideas forward, and have really brought together the next generation of digital health leaders in Canada. So we're really grateful for all of the thought leadership and wonderful mentorship that we have had in this industry. And it's been a really great time to connect with all of these wonderful people.
Hi, my name is Alifa. I'm attending the eHealth conference, the 25th year of eHealth. What's been my take so far? Overall, it's been that there are an immense or incredible amount of opportunities, really looking at underserved populations, as well as the amount of health information data that we can hopefully, from a patient perspective, I'll be speaking now, or a caregiver perspective, around how we can actually engage patients and caregivers into involving them into the digital health aspect of what's most important for them, and how we're able to really move things forward by not making assumptions on what's important to people, but rather by looking at creating opportunities for more timely relevant, quality, safe care that can bring us forward to hopefully where we can go next, and not just talking about it or having really great ideas around what it can look like, but actually making more of these grassroots decisions and going forward in a way that's helpful for all stakeholders in healthcare.
Hi, Russ Patten. I'm an account executive with Consensus Cloud Solutions. We're at eHealth this year, and we're having fantastic conversations with lots of our great Canadian partners, meeting new people. This is a fantastic show for us. My hot take would be that we've had some amazing conversations around interoperability, privacy and security, and automating inbound document workflows. This is a great show for us because we get to come have real conversations with real partners discussing real projects.
My name is Maria Zaccaria Cho. I work for the Canadian Institute for Health Information, or CIHI, and I manage our patient engagement office. I've been coming to the eHealth conferences year after year, and what do I enjoy most about the eHealth conference is the connections that we make, and we've been able to increase our patient-partner relationships. We have seen that 3 years ago, we had a small group of patient partners in attendance, and year over year we've been growing that number, and this year we've made connections with 9 wonderful patient partners who have been here and connected with the wonderful attendees, answering questions for those who are interested in patient engagement, and really helping to educate individuals around why it's so important to have patient partners as part of the work that we do in healthcare, whether it's through digital health, whether it's through the connections with our care providers, really all aspects of healthcare.
Hey, I'm Mark Casselman, Chief Growth Officer at Akinox. I'm here at eHealth 2025 really to meet amazing people and learn more about technology, but really importantly, my hot take for this conference is looking for ways to reduce fragmentation in care and increasing access for unattached patients across the country. Every province is dealing with this problem in unique and different ways. We know we're not going to get the capacity from training up providers quickly enough, so we really need to continue to look for technology applications and innovative ways of applying technology to make sure that every Canadian is able to access care when and where they need it.
Hi, my name is Greenberg. I'm a patient partner here at eHealth. This is actually my very first time at eHealth, and I was thrilled to be invited as a patient partner, to see how inclusive patient partners are at the conference, from not just the Ask the Patient Partner booth, but to be MCs, to be moderators, to be part of everything inclusive here, because there really shouldn't be anything without us. And for having so many people come up and ask me, what is a patient partner? How can you help me? It was exciting, it was thrilling, and I think it's changing the way of thinking, which is what we have needed for a long time. So it's been great.
Good morning, good afternoon. I'm Jallel Harrati. I lead new business development for Suki. My hot take about eHealth25, generative AI. Everybody is excited to find out what Gen AI can do for them. So happy to actually announce that Suki is here in Canada to actually help with the burnout that clinicians are facing, leveraging generative AI. So we're having great conversations.
Hi, I'm Allie. I'm from Meditech, and I'm here at eHealth 2025. And my hot take is the fact that everyone's talking about interoperability and AI, and it's so exciting. In all of these sessions, they really are showing what everyone's doing and collaborating together to do so. So it's been a really exciting time here.
Now, there were many excellent sessions here at eHealth 25. I was particularly impressed with the one featuring Chenny Shia and Matthew Campbell. They spoke about how they are able to help patients through telehealth rather than having them go to the local ED, which is under strain. Another great session was the one presented by Ontario MD and Women's College Hospital on the use of AI Scribes and their unique AI Learning Lab. It was standing room only in that session, and I'll have more to share through my full interview with Ontario MD's CEO, Rob Fox. That's coming soon. Now, normally when I do these conference summaries, I talk about who had the best booth or the best giveaway, but eHealth 25 really isn't like that. This conference is not about flashy booths or cool giveaways, although there were a few that were pretty nice. This event is really all about connecting and getting the chance to hear directly from the government agencies and other important players in the Canadian digital health ecosystem. So rather than rating the booths, I'll just say that I found it very intriguing and interesting to see the big footprint that Oracle Health had here at this year's eHealth event. They were right alongside TELUS Health in terms of their presence, and the other interesting ones, HealWell, Stryker, CDW, and Baxter. Talk about an eclectic mix of exhibitors. I really enjoyed being here at eHealth25 and connecting with so many fellow digital health collaborators. It was really such a pleasure to see so many American friends that they had made their trip up to Toronto. I only wish we had more time to spend in this great city so I could show you some of the great restaurants and take in some of the sights with you. Maybe next year. Actually, next year's conference I'm really excited for because it's going to be held in Halifax on the east coast of Canada for the very first time. It's going to be awesome. But one tip, book your hotel early. Halifax does not have as many hotel options as Toronto, so when you have a chance, grab your hotel as soon as you can. I'm Colin Hung here in Toronto, Ontario at the eHealth 2025 conference. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.